I'm leaving the Canfield Mountain Trailhead parking lot. I just had a really interesting conversation with a gentleman that, certainly retirement age. He was telling me he's, born and raised here, and we were sort of bemoaning the state of the lack of snow. And he was saying there hasn't been a decent winter since he thought it was back about 2008. And that was the year, I think they call it Snowmageddon or something like that. But, growing up, he recollected that it was quite standard to have 8-10 foot of snow during the winter, and clearly we don't get anything remotely like that now. I think the most I've seen since I've been here is, like maybe there was one day we got maybe 4 inches of snow, and another morning I woke up and maybe I had to scrape off like 6 inches off the car or something like that. But it's strange being this far north, this little snow. Again, have my heater turned all the way off, all the way down. It's on the coldest setting I can put it on, and it's just too damn hot, like in this car. And I'm wearing a pair of just boots, just hiking boots, not even snow boots. Very light gloves. I do have a down coat on, but I think it's only like 550 fill. It's not neither of my really warm ones. Don't need it. And I have on a pair of, God, who makes them? Eddie Bauer, I think. They're like trekking pants. They've got some kind of fleecy thermal lining. And I think I would have been fine wearing a flannel and just jeans. It's not cold at all. I think it's like in the low 40s. I think I saw maybe 41, something like that. So very much overdressed today for the conditions. Didn't bring the GoPro with me on the trail. I took a fair number of pictures, but I didn't bring the GoPro along because originally I'd hoped to get the hike that I went on went parallel to this lovely little stream. I think it might be the Fernan Creek. I think something like that. I think that's what it was. Anyways, it's a really nice little stream running right along it. You can hear this, the tinkling of the moving water, and just the crunching of all the snow and the ice underneath your feet, and just, it was really pretty. And I was walking around, I was trying to find, what kind of animal tracks I could come up with, seeing as near a source of water. And somebody was just up in the hills shooting. I don't think they were hunting. They were just boom, boom, over and over and over again. I was like, God damn it, there's no chance of me getting any birds or anything today with all this noise. So no, there was no point in having the GoPro. I would have had to just like kill the audio anyways with all that ruckus up there. And the fellow I was talking to also, he was saying that, he comes up to check that parking lot periodically. He doesn't live too far away, just to see what condition it's in, and that though people will be, I don't know, poaching possibly. I don't know if they're hunting legally, if they've got tags to. I got the impression it was more of a poaching situation. That he would look over the corner of the parking lot. There's an embankment and the stream is down below it, and he was saying that he'd come up here and he'd at times find elk heads and deer heads just tossed over the side, skins, just bits and pieces of the animal just tossed over. They're just trying to get rid of them as quick as they can, and that there were none today. He was a bit disappointed about that, but that'd be something that he'd go check. And I guess, which I wouldn't even have thought about this, because I would have been probably kind of grossed out by the whole thing, but that sometimes they're in such a hurry, he told me, to get rid of the extra parts they're not bringing home with them, that they toss the heads over and they don't take the ivories out of their mouths. So I was like, oh, fair enough. just coming down to Fernan Lake again, and this area here, we're on to what is Water Lily Bay, and it used to be, before the I-90 was built, this used to be part of the highway. It's been rerouted now to what we'd be more familiar with, the I-90, which is up above us somewhere. We're heading towards it. But I think it was this bit, and the water here is completely frozen over. I don't know to what depth, but I don't think it's very deep either. I do paddleboard over here in the summer. I brought you guys here before, and I think maybe my next trip out, I might paddle from over here rather than the west launch, just so I can do a little bit more exploring over here. I think I'm far more likely to get some wildlife at this end of the lake. And this is where I actually saw my very first bald eagle. It was on this lake right here. It was like, still, it gives me goosebumps just to think about it. It was the coolest thing ever. I couldn't believe my eyes, because there's osprey everywhere. Like in the summer, they're just screaming all over the place, and the eagle was just, I thought, it can't be an eagle, it's got to be an osprey, but I was like, no man, it's definitely an eagle. So I'm hoping to get lucky again this summer. I've been keeping my peepers open, but I've only seen one good-sized bird. It was at such a distance, I have no idea. Well, as I suck at identifying birds anyways, they have to be kind of obvious for me to have any idea what they are. Lots of ice on the lake, and the fella I was talking to also, I was like, it seems like there's more ice than there was when I was out here a week ago, and it's been warmer since then. And he confirmed that yes, there's definitely more ice, even though the days are warmer, because our nights are so cold that it's freezing it deeper. And this is a lake that it's quite small. I think it's roughly three-ish miles across from one end to the other, and this would be, when the winters are better and when they're colder, this would be a place that people would go ice skating, ice fishing. It freezes solid enough that it's safe to be out on the water, or out on the ice doing all that. But unfortunately, not this year. I don't know if you may notice, the speed limit's fairly low going through here, and it's not that it's so curvy or anything like that, but I'm thinking it's probably due to potential rock slides. And there have been sections here where you can see rock has come down and they haven't had a chance to clear it up yet. So, I mean, we are in the mountains, so I don't know if you can see to the left on the lake, there's a patch of obviously liquid, and everything around it's frozen, just not frozen enough. Wonderful views through here, and this side of the lake is public property. The far side of the lake is privately owned. So I do quite like to, when I'm out on my paddle, just go right along the shoreline, which is fine. They don't own the water, but you're not, and there's signage all along the shore the whole way that, no trespassing, no trespassing. And there are some houses tucked in there, here and there. I expect they like their privacy, but it's over on that side of the lake that I'm always hopeful I'm gonna see some sort of animal that's on my bucket list that I haven't seen yet. And this lake has been good to me. It gave me my first eagle, so maybe this summer there'll be something interesting as well. I'm always on the hope to spot a moose or a bear, not a grizzly bear. Happy to give them a miss, but yeah, I like to see a black bear, a happy black bear from a safe distance. That just, we both go our separate ways and don't pester one another. Oops, I'm going too fast. Okay, sorry. All right, that's the end of that road, which